going to go over with you slope, how to find slope from a graph. So we're going to be looking at lines and determining what their slope is. So first of all, what is slope? Slope just is a measurement of the steepness, how steep a line is, the steepness of a line. And it's usually written as a ratio. It's the rate of the vertical change. That would be the change along the y-axis over the change in the horizontal change, which is the change in the x. So we usually say slope is the rise over the run. Sometimes I use this little triangle, which means change in y over the change in the x. Change in y, change in the y over the change in the x. So remember the y-axis goes vertically, so it's this change over the change in the x, which is the horizontal axis. So there's 4 types of slope we want to be able to identify first of all. So a line that is increasing from left to right, it's going upwards. This is going to be a positive slope. A line that is decreasing from left to right, so it's going downhill, we say it's going downhill, is a negative slope. A line that is just horizontal or flat has a slope of 0. It's called a 0 slope, or just 0. And then the last type of slope that we have to be able to identify is a vertical line. And a vertical line has an undefined slope. We don't say no slope, we say undefined. Undefined. So if it's a vertical line, its steepness is always changing. There is no horizontal change, so it's always just rising, 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 so it's undefined. We can't really write that as a ratio. Okay, so we're going to look at some points, and we're going to connect the 2 points to make a line, and then we're going to find the slope of that line, how steep it is, and we're going to write that steepness as a ratio. So the first one says C to D, so I'm going to just connect points C to D. Now I always start on my point furthest to the left. So I'm going to start at C, and I'm going to look at, how do I get from C to D? Well, I'll have to go down first, so I'm always going to do my vertical change first. And I'm going to count 1, 2, 3. And if it's going down 3, that's going to be a negative integer, so I'm going to represent that change, that vertical change, as negative 3. Can't write very well. And then we're going to do the horizontal change. How do you get horizontally? You have to move 1, 2, 3 to the right. Okay, let me see if I can do that. So we went down 3 and over 1, 2, 3. Now if that ratio simplifies to a whole number, we do want to reduce it. So negative 3 divided by 3 would just simplify to a slope of negative 1. So it's like we could also just be going down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1. Down 3 over 3 simplifies to negative 1. Okay, the next one is B to C. So here's B over here, and I'm going to try to get to C. So I'm going to start at my point furthest to the left. So I'm going to start at B, and I'm going to do my vertical change first. So because that's the number that goes on top of the ratio, the vertical change. So I'm going to rise up. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then my horizontal change is 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me use the pointer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to write that as a ratio. So we rose 3. Rising up is positive, and moving to the right is also positive. So 1, 2, 3 up. 1, 2, 3 up, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over. Does 3, 6 reduce? Yes, it does. It reduces to 1/2. So that slope of the line CD would be 1/2, positive 1/2. Again, it's a positive slope. It's rising upwards from left to right. Okay, E to F. E to F. Well, notice this is a vertical line, so we just know that to be undefined. So there's not a ratio that's going to represent that steepness of that line, the slope of that line. It's just going to be undefined. Okay, A to E. I'm going to use purple this time. Okay, again, I'm going to start at the point furthest to the left, and I'm going uphill. So this would be a positive slope. The vertical change, the rise, would just be 1. And then the horizontal change, so the top number is 1 on the ratio, because that's your vertical change. And the horizontal change would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That would be 1/12. Let me make sure. Sometimes it's hard to see the dots. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. So 1/12 would be that. It's positive 1/12. Next one, B to D. B to D. Okay, notice that there is no vertical change here. This is a straight horizontal line. And so if you remember from up here, this is going to have a slope of 0. So the only number that represents a horizontal line would be a slope of 0. Okay, the last one, B to F. Let me clean off some of these lines. Okay, so I'm going to start at B, and notice my line is going downhill. So I know it's going to be a negative slope. So I'm going to start with my vertical change first. So instead of rising, I'm going to go rise downward, basically. So how many am I rising downward? Or how many am I going down? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that would be a -6 on top. This is a darker number. And then my horizontal change, we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So -6/11. We went down 6 and over 11. So it's rise over run. If you rise downward, you're going to use a negative integer. So that would be a -6/11 slope. All right, I'm going to stop the video and we're going to practice some more in just a minute. So if you need to go back and look at this again, do that and then watch the next video. Thanks.